Hey, I'm going to share with you what I did when I started my lawn care company about 10 years ago to get clients and what I recommend for you 10 years later. So before I started, I noticed that literally no companies in my city of 40,000 even had a website. So before I even had any clients or equipment or anything, I built a website over the winter. I had no idea what I was doing, but I watched a 3 or 4 hour tutorial on YouTube and just figured it out. And when the website went live, I got it registered on Google so people could leave reviews. I left a review, my wife left a review. I did work for my mom and she left a review. I did what I had to get 5 reviews. At the time, if you had 5 reviews on Google, you'd have stars next to your company name, so you'd really stick out. So before I had literally done work for even one piece of work for anyone, I was on Google with 5 stars by my company name. I looked like I was the best company in the area, even though I had never done one thing literally. Um, so I understand in 2023 there is much more competition online. There are around 20 in my area now that have websites and that show up on Google. But don't rule out marketing. Don't rule out websites. It's the best bang for the buck there is in 2023. If you're at the top of Google with lots of good reviews, there is no better bang for the buck I'm aware of, without just spending tons of time. Um, Usually when you get going, you don't have a ton of money, but you do have quite a bit of time. And if that's the case, I recommend printing out flyers. Um, on them, don't be ashamed to be who you are. If you're just a guy that's going to be by yourself mowing lawns or pulling their weeds or doing whatever you're going to do, don't be afraid. People want the owner to be on their property. People want to know that there's an honest guy that's hardworking, that's figuring this out. In my case, I have a bunch of employees and I'm very rarely on a property, but you're able to sell that I'm the owner and I'm doing this work. I'm going to make sure it's done right. So own that, put it on the marketing piece, list some of the services that you do. You could spend days and days and weeks trying to create the perfect marketing piece, but I think the most important thing is just getting the message out there, getting in front of people. When you knock on people's doors, you don't need to be salesy. Just let them know what you do. Let them know that you're working in the area, that these are the services we offer. If you need them, I hope you'd consider me. Hand it to them and walk off. Once in a while they'll want a quote while you're there. Get them the quote. But another thing is, don't be afraid to post in like neighborhood Facebook groups. You may have to look at the group rules, so you're not getting in trouble, but you'll get work coming in that way. People appreciate people grinding and posting there. And if you're starting and you do actually have a few $1,000s, I'd really look into Google Google pay-per-click and Google local services and Facebook ads. Those are some really good options if you actually have money. If you have 5, 10, 20,000, if you have like a lot of money to just throw at it to grow the business quickly, that's where you're going to want to be. But in the beginning, I'd really look at get your website going, get the flyers going, knock on doors, just hit the ground running. You have lots of time and no money, so let's just use a lot of our effort to get the few people in the door. Once you have money, look into Facebook ads, Google pay-per-click, and Google local services, and those are going to be your main things. Let me know if you have any other lawn care related questions. Happy to help.